today we have something truly special just for you. In just a few minutes, you'll have access to a treasure trove of tips and strategies from the greatest content marketers alive. Whether you're a seasoned marketer looking to level up your game or a beginner looking to dive into the content marketing arena, get ready for the Supercut of the most valuable content marketing insights from the Content Marketing Insider video podcast episodes. Let's go.
I have found from experience that being kind, being interesting, being curious about somebody else, having great intentions is a lot more rewarding for you because you feel great, but also you build some really great relationships that way. In 2018, a devastating experience happened in my life. I got scammed by fraudsters in a Bitcoin scam. In that period of my time, I felt like lying to friends and family to cover it up. And in that, there was a lot of guilt. And I wasn't being very nice to others, to myself. So I know what it's like to not be nice. And that didn't produce great results in my life. It led me down a really dark tunnel. So I switched it up, being nice, feeling great inside. And I've noticed that being kind, being vulnerable, being transparent, being truthful, these are all parts of being nice, and it really does help with the network.
Is podcasting for everyone? Is podcasting for every business owner, every entrepreneur? And if it is not, then who is it for?
Yeah, good question. That is a great question. Podcasting is for everyone. My personal goal to start the podcast right at the start was to improve my communication skills. So before you start thinking about, money, making money and building relationships, go back to the core. What skill do you want to learn from being a podcaster? Is it an editing skill, or is it as core as communication, or is it self-esteem or self-confidence? Once you get that, then it's like an internal motivation to keep doing it to improve that skill. And the other things come eventually. Quality first. Quality at the start scared me because I didn't have all the resources. I didn't have the biggest budget to start a podcast. I just bought this same mic. I had these existing headphones, and I did the best that I could at interviewing and connecting people. So if you're going to start a podcast from the start, pick a good quality mic that's going to last you for 2 years. And this is probably going to need an upgrade soon. Well, there's a mix of bootstrap podcasters, people with budgets, people with an unlimited amount of budget. This is the microphone I use. And what I've done is I've upgraded it as I go. Start first, then improve the quality, but go back to quality always. Quality of the people you hang around with, quality of the equipment you have, and quality of the finished product.
A lot of people may not really see this as a tool because maybe some would rather go for funnels or landing pages or ads. But how can a business person use podcasting for their business?
If you build a community based on values of collaboration, community contribution, growth, there are ways to collaborate with people. And I would say I'm a master collaborator, or I find expertise in people and I say, you would be great with this person. And I see what they can create together.
Each episode is in this series about that one niche, for example. And so people are going to find you for that one topic. So every piece that you're making, video, blog post, podcast, and then all the micro content underneath it, those are all different points of entry for you. And it's interesting to think about how Gary Vee, Mr. Beast, and all these other big creators, especially Gary Vee, he's a prime example, obviously. But even Doc Williams, too, who's been on the show, they talk about making a video, transcribing it, cutting it into audio. That strategy, I might have formulated on my own as well, but I also learned from Gary Vee.
And it's great. I mean, we're learning from all these people who have come before us, but sometimes it can get pretty overwhelming.
They talk about doing 100 pieces of just one pillar type.
So is there like a format or a framework that we can teach our listeners right now in order for them to get started with either a blog post or audio or video?
So you want to induce emotion or teach somebody something new. It's bigger. It's a bigger medium piece, but it's a unique way of doing things. I think people can take advantage of that.
This is the first time I've heard about that. So I think that's great. Like, it's like if you have like a blog post, you just get one of those like H1 and then the content. And then if you want more, it's like TikTok or short clips for words. So I think that's a great idea.
Well, first off, you got to find the right problem. So I actually remember coming across repurpose.io the first time. And what I do is I like to go on these swath dives, these deep dives of information about a topic. So I went on Google, Bing, and Yahoo, searched content repurposing. I opened up the search, the images, the videos, and the news tabs for each one of them. And I just went through everything. I just tried to find as much information or images or links that I could find. And that's how I found repurpose the first time. So first and foremost, when you post actually has a big deal on how well that post performs. I'm not super excellent at doing the great posting myself. I do have an automation set up where I combined if this and that, Zapier, and then like every once in a while too was repurposed depending on what I'm needing it for. And then even make.com too. I use like all four into this scheduling strategy because that way I can try to find different ways of posting at different times. My philosophy is a little bit eccentric. I think you should post to 5 to 10 times a day. And that really depends on your topic, your niche, and your capacity. But that's my view of being on TikTok for the past 5 years.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Because like the first ones are like, okay, once a day. Okay,
Yeah.
one every other day. This one's like 5 to 10. What do you mean 5 to 10?
Yeah.
So why 5 to 10?
When about the TikTok, the guy was saying on there too, like once you start getting used to it, it becomes easier to pop those out. I mean, it's 60 seconds or less, sometimes even just 30 seconds that you're making these TikToks. You want to try to trend hop, use some audios that are trending, that kind of thing. Those are pretty easy to make. You can make them in 15 seconds, maybe edit it for another minute or so. Boom, you're pretty fine. If you're repurposing content like we're talking about on this show, then you have 20, 30-minute video, an hour-long video that you're chopping up the clips. You're already going to have multiple clips per video. Pretty easy to get to that number.
I guess what we're trying to say here, and for those who are listening right now, is that make sure that you're not just throwing something on the wall and hope that it sticks. You want to be strategic also when it comes to your content, because it might be falling on deaf ears simply because they're not your market and they don't live in that space.
The call to growth, I think, would be to find a specific platform or pillar content you want to work on, whether it's a TikTok video or it's an actual main piece of content that you're trying to make, like a blog post and video on YouTube. Find something you want to try to make. And if you're just starting out, just go ahead and make it. Go make a video, go make a blog post, find what platform works for you, experiment a little bit. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't even have to be super strategic yet. You just need to get the skills, learn the skills first. Then you can learn about the automation and using tools like Repurpose to help accelerate your progress.
We hope that you found immense value in the strategies and tips in this video. But hold on tight because there's more to come in part 2. Now make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on Supercut number 2 when it's released. For Repurpose.io, I'm Roy Garcia, and I'll see you on Supercut number 2.